Hey there, thanks for tuning in. This is the Tammy Tine Design YouTube channel. I'm Tammy, and today I'm creating a one-page layout with 3 photos. I'm scrapbooking photos from the night of my 50th birthday back in January. My husband and I stayed at the Wilderness Lodge at Disney World, and we had a room with a fireworks view, which was so fun. For supplies, I'm using the sheet of Say Cheese at the Park paper by Simple Stories, and I will use both sides. I also have the Say Cheese at the Park sticker sheet. For my background, I have a yellow polka dot paper from Echo Park. I'm going to add a shaker pocket to this layout. I don't use sequins much, so this is the perfect way to get a fun sequins mix on a layout without the mess. I've already started the shaker box and added the foam tape. I'll back it with white cardstock. I made my own mix of sequins and other fun shaker goodies that I'm excited to finally get on a scrapbook page. On my tray, I have a variety of embellishments. My title is all ready to go on some wax paper. I used a mix of alphabets from October Afternoon, Pink Fresh Studios, and a thicker set. I have these glitter dots. I think I got these at Hobby Lobby or Joann's, I'm not sure. I also have some adhesive gem stars that I've had for so long, I have no idea where they came from. I also have the puffy stickers from Vicky Bouton's Where to Next collection. And I have the brads from the Say Cheese at the Park collection. For this layout, I created my own printable mini essentials collection called Magic. I added my journaling to the large label from that printable collection, so my journaling is ready to go. I plan to add at least one word block to each of my clusters. I also have brushed pewter distress spray stain on my desk, so I will add some ink splatters too. Here are my papers ready to go. The blue fireworks is cut to 5.5 by 12 inches, and the stripes are cut to 3/4 of an inch by 12 inches each, and the yellow dot is 12 by 12 for the background. I also distressed the edges of the papers, the blue on both sides, and the stripes on just one side each. But before we glue these down, I want to create my shaker pocket. This is a very simple shaker. It's easy to make and a great way to use up sequins and other tiny embellishments you already have in your stash. I cut a 3-inch square from a piece of craft core metallic cardstock in silver, and then I punched out a 2-inch square from the middle of the 3-inch square. I added a thin piece of acrylic on the back to make the window. Add some foam tape to the back and you've got yourself a shaker pocket. Here's my white cardstock backer. I have this little bag of fun goodies to add, but I can already see that I made way too much. This whole bag is not going to fit inside the little shaker window. I didn't do a good job of mixing all the pieces inside the bag, so I will need to dump this out so that I can pick out the things I really want to show through the window. I want some of these blue sequins because they will play off the blue fireworks paper. I want some sprinkles for sure because this is for a birthday layout. There are some silver diamond dots in here too, and I want them to show. I also want some of these gold stars, some of the red sequins, and certainly some of these candy swirls. So I'm going to pick through here and get a good variety. Now that I have enough filler, I'm pushing everything to the center so that I can add my frame. Let me just remove the foam backings. I think this foam tape came from Dollar Tree. I know. How good could it really be? Actually, the adhesive is very strong. It's not super thick foam, but it is an inexpensive option if you don't want to buy a huge roll. Each package comes with 3 rolls in different widths. And for $1.25, you just can't beat it. I'm going to line up my frame, press down, and keep my fingers crossed that this works. I haven't made a shaker pocket in many years. Actually, it's on my list to create some cup files that I can incorporate shakers into. I think that would be fun to play with. Okay, this did work and I have a shaker here. Let me clear off my desk and we can move on. I just glued my papers, so now I can figure out where my photos are going to go. While I'm moving my photos around, trying to find their placement, let's talk about these photos for a moment. Unfortunately, I didn't get the best shots. I shot these with my phone, and in the phone, they looked good. But when I printed them, they are a little blurry, and the one with our Mickey ice cream bars is out of focus. How do you feel about scrapbooking with photos that are not the best quality? These are the only photos I will ever have from that night, so my feeling is I just need to use what I have. They aren't horrible, and I think I can still create a fun page around them. My title will go over on the right. Fireworks is the longest words, and it's going to fit fine in that space. From the sticker sheet, I know that I want to bring in the word magic. I've already put this up on foam tape. I had an idea to nestle it between my two larger photos, but the exact placement may change once my photos are glued down. So before I change my mind again and keep fussing, I need to glue my photos down. Along with the word magic, I want to add the balloons from the sticker sheet and make a cluster behind the photos. I will end up cutting off the bottom of the balloon sticker to fit better behind the word magic. Once I get my photos down, the magic word is going to overlap the photo on the right, which is already up on foam tape. The photo on the left is going to lay flat to the page. But I realized too late that I didn't need any foam tape on the letter C, so I will need to remove it so that the letter C will be even with my photo. Now that I've got my sticker aligned correctly, I can add the balloons. This might be a small detail that doesn't show on camera, but once I got the balloons down, I could see a gap behind the M and the A. I'm going to look on the sticker sheet to see if I can find a fireworks burst to fill the space. The smallest one, the one I wanted, wasn't actually cut into the sticker sheet. I was a little bit upset by that. It was the smallest burst and it would have fit perfectly, but I ended up tearing the sticker trying to get it out, so I couldn't even use it. I will come back to that later. My third photo is going all the way over to the edge of the stripe paper, and that will create a clean line on the yellow polka dot paper to add my title. I'm starting with my longest and biggest word, fireworks, and once that's down, I can build in the rest of my title. For this layout, I'm sticking my title directly to my pattern paper. I don't always like to do that. It just depends on what the pattern paper is. If it was floral or something else that's busier, I would have wanted a tag or some cardstock or a journaling block to go beneath the letters. But here, it's just polka dots and the yellow is light enough the words are still readable. I'm not adding wet glue now because my title is long and it takes too long to do it on camera. But I always recommend adding a little bit of wet glue to your thickers and stickers and titles. The adhesive on them does not always stay stuck. Once my layout is complete, I will go back and add the wet glue to make sure all my letters stay in place. Now I'm going to place my shaker pocket and figure out where the journaling will go. It was surprisingly hard for me to decide on the right spot for my journaling. The fun thing about adding journaling to a label like this is that the label can be tucked into many different places. And that was also the problem. I could have put it in multiple places. But I finally do land on adding it on top of my shaker pocket. From the sticker sheet, I'm going to add the black half Mickey sticker. It's perfect next to the photo above my title. This black sticker will help bring some visual weight up to the right. With the shaker pocket and my journaling in the bottom left, I needed something more up here. I tried to work in several different phrases and tags from my magic printable, and in the end, I settled on 3 yellow word blocks. I wanted to build in some color contrast among the words, but I feel like the yellow is what looked best against the photos. I'm adding just a little pumice stone distress ink around my yellow word blocks and journaling label just to blunt the white edges a little bit. While embellishing is my favorite part of creating a layout, sometimes I can be indecisive about what I want to include and where I want it to go. So I fuss and fuss until it feels right. I do sometimes wish I could make this part go more quickly, but I'm usually happy with how my layouts turn out and I wouldn't want to rush it just for time's sake. With my journaling label on top of my shaker pocket, it adds a touch of yellow down to that corner. I'm finally going to glue this down, making sure not to cover up too much of that photo. I'm also gluing down my yellow word blocks. They say worth the wait, pure magic, and what a blast. I was also indecisive about where to put that black heart tag. I do like it in the cluster with the magic and the balloons. I'm going to add some foam tape to give it some dimension. This tag will complete the visual triangle of black with the word wish next to the shaker pocket and the half Mickey sticker on the right. I do want to add some puffies from Vicky Bouton stickers. This is a brand new pack, and I just do not like messing with the sticky flap on the back. Am I the only one? I learned a long time ago that I'd rather cut off the top of the packaging, and then I can slide the embellishments in and out as much as I need to. And you get 2 sheets of puffy stickers in this set, which is really nice. I'm about to start messing with that fireworks burst sticker again. I thought it would work in the embellishment cluster, but I don't like how it looks anywhere. I think the white border was giving me trouble. It didn't look good against the photo or the black Mickey head sticker, and I didn't like it on the yellow background. It's just not working for me, so I'm finally going to give up on this little sticker. I will end up adding the fireworks chipboard piece under my journaling. And I regretted it immediately, but the sticky on the Simple Stories chipboard is pretty strong and it wasn't going to come back up without a fight. So I left it. Personal preference here, but I tend to only add chipboard to clusters where there are other things with dimension. Adding it where it is with the title flat on the page just didn't look right to me, but I left it alone and it will stay on my layout. I will add a blue puffy heart to each of my yellow word blocks, and then I'll add some gem adhesive stars in each cluster. I also add a few down by the word tag that says wish. After I stop filming, I'll actually add a few more stars above the balloons and around my title that you'll be able to see in the close-ups at the end. I'm going to see if I can add some brads from the brad pack, but in the end, I just didn't like how they looked, and I decided I had enough embellishments. The last thing I'm going to do is add some brushed pewter ink splatters. I'll put my non-stick craft mat down to protect my table and a piece of cardstock to protect my photos. I'm only adding splatters in a diagonal line from the top left down to the bottom right. And that is where I will call this one done. Thank you so much for watching. My Mini Essentials Magic Printable is now available in my shop along with a sketch of my completed layout. Just click the link in the description box below to go over to my shop. See you next time.